What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wheel 5.9 or 428 Wheel or whatever.
Paul's Customs Garage.
Paul's Customs Garage, whatever we are today. So you'll notice there was a grill here. There's no longer a grill here. You'll also notice there's a hood right here. Somebody was eager to get the hood back on, and we didn't quite get it lined up. And so somebody closed it all the way, and now it won't unlatch. And so we are taking apart the latch from the inside.
With our custom handy dandy tool we made.
Yeah. So this has not been fun.
How happy are you?
How does this even work? What the heck?
Well, you're messing up my restored paint job, dude.
Yeah, no joke.
Oh, this thing is... Actually, I'm not going to film that. Yeah, I'm not going to...
We are trying to sell this truck.
I'm not going to film that. That thing is rust-free under there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the alternator on with water pump pulley. Crank pulley is obviously on, and I got some string to measure. Cut some string so we can measure the new belt type since we're running just a V belt. The alternator water pump, we're gonna go off the first groove right here on the crank pulley, and the back groove is gonna be for the power steering pump. But the power steering pump, we ordered one, or we got a new one, and we tried to take the old pulley off, and we damaged the old pulley, so we had to get one off eBay. So we have an eBay power steering pump and pulley coming in, so that should be here soon. Finally got the hood latched situation all figured out. Radiator is mounted now. Once we get this on, hopefully we can get it to crank. Now we are mocking up some brackets. We made this shim right here for the bracket that goes right there, but now we got to grind a little more so we can get the belt around the alternator pulley. So yeah. All right, back in the shop. So this is the current progress of the 302 in blue. Accessory drive, all mocked up for the most part. At least this side with the alternator, water pump, and crank is mocked up for good. Power steering pump may just slightly tweak just for the belts. So we're gonna run the belt for the power steering pump off the crank pulley. Got the lower radiator hose mounted up and clamped. Upper radiator hose, we're gonna try to at least turn over. My dad is working on the filler neck, and we are going to plug up some holes in the intake manifold so we don't have some vacuum leaks. Got this plug right here. Gonna get right under the distributor right there. Just put some Teflon tape on this, so let's put it in real quick. So the start solenoid, got the battery powered at the start solenoid. Starter is also powered. Next is just to get the ignition. Ran there, the new ignition wire is one of those wires over there with the EFI kit, then get it to run to the steering column so we can at least try to turn it over. Okay, so got the distributor all timed correctly. This is number uno. Get it to the top dead center and all that. Got it somewhat timed. Got them all ran to the correct location. Got the starter wired, ground to the head right there. Let's see if she'll crank over.
Well, that's not good.
What?
Starter's not even engaging. Okay. It's not.
Screw Summit starters. Summit, send us a new starter. Send us a new starter.
I don't care that we bought it in the discount section. Okay.
Ignore the portrait mode I was filming for Instagram and all that, but starter does not work, or it's not engaging. So even if it was the incorrect tooth count, it would have made some weird noises or stuff like that. So now we get to go get O'Reilly starter, and yeah, don't get Summit starters from the discount center. New starter has been acquired. Let's take the old one out real quick. Old starter is out. This is the Summit starter that we got from the discount center that does not work for this application. So it is for a small block, but like I said, it doesn't work. This probably doesn't go out far enough. It's not engaging. here is the O'Reilly's one that is specifically for this truck, or at least that's what it says at O'Reilly. So I'm gonna throw this real quick and cross my fingers that it actually works. The new starter is in. Sorry, I just ran. It is wired to the star solenoid. Just gotta put the positive on, then do the old jump between the two studs, and hopefully she'll make some noise. All right, how many times is this?
This is 8.
This is 8. All right. Okay, so new starter's in. We did flip this. If this does work, then we're gonna throw on the old starter, correct? And return the O'Reilly's one to get our money back.
Yes, because there was nothing wrong with it. We had it flip-flopped.
Yeah, man.
So the other starter was actually not polarity protected, so it was turning backwards instead of throwing out.
Yeah, if this does work, we're going to return the O'Reilly starter. We definitely did not use it. Right? Just installed.
Exactly.
Wink, wink. May keep that or take a picture of it. What the? Oh.
You got to put it on or you got to commit.
Dude, I just did. Did you burn it up?
You probably already burned up the O'Reilly starter.
No way.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, let's not do it anymore. Before we burn the whole truck down.
Right on. So back in the shop, and today we have a little list of what we're going to get done so we can get this thing fired up and actually make some noise. So first things first on the list, we got to put the filler neck hose in. Put water in the radiator because we're not going to run coolant just yet. Just in case if we need to take hoses off and stuff like that, we're not wasting coolant. Wire the distributor, a little pigtail on it, wire it to the starter solenoid since it's a HEI. Then connect EFI to the battery. So I already have the ground hooked up. I just got to connect the positive for the EFI kit to the battery. Then we should theoretically be good to go. Also got a remote starter, so I don't have to use a flathead screwdriver anymore. So let's see if we can get it fired up. So we ran into our first little issue. The parts guy, aka Fox Body Tim, ordered the wrong filler neck because it's roughly 2.5 inches short. So gonna make a quick trip to O'Reilly, see if I can get a longer one or see if there's some universal one or all that. Because thankfully it's not a super drastic bend. It just needs to go this way, then down slightly, but now I gotta drop the tank again. Okay, so O'Reilly's did not really have the hose we needed, and they didn't really have any fuel rated flex hose because we needed kind of a bend. Sorry, the hose is up there. I wasn't showing you, but I forgot the hose is up there. But the next solution is to extend the filler neck. So we measured, roughly need about 3 inches from here. I'm going to cut 3 inches from here, then cut 3 inches, or cut this off, weld 3 inches right there, then weld this back on the tips. We still have that little area where you can put the clamp. But before I do any of that, I'm going to sandblast this so I can repaint it, because when we painted it, it bubbled up and it looks terrible. Even though you don't see it, it still bothers me. So I'm going to go sandblast this. Sandblast it, now to wash it off. Got the filler neck sandblasted, got that marked. I'm going to cut that, then I'll cut this, then we can get to welding. Got it all chopped up, now to just kind of smoothing out the rough ends, then weld her up. Got it welded up. Yes, I'm not a professional welder, in case you didn't know, and if that may surprise some of y'all, I am definitely not a professional welder, but paint and a good old grinder will solve that issue perfectly. Got the new filler neck in. It's clamped up there. Tank is still a little lower. Got the back part that's to the tank of the hose clamped. Now I'm going to stand up and pour some fuel, and he's going to see if it leaks. Hopefully it does not leak. All right, poured fuel in it. Is a little damp around the weld, so I may take some JB weld or just re-weld it, because the little pinholes that get in the metal and all that. So, but the clamps are good. Hose fits. It's not leaking on the tank side of the hose, but we didn't put the tank all the way back up. We're gonna leave it kind of hanging a little loose, just in case we have to button it up again or get back in there and tighten some more stuff. So now let's move on to the wiring and pour some water in the radiator and see if she'll start. Got the ignition for the coil that's in the distributor wired up to the star solenoid. Put a little bit of coolant in the radiator. What else is on the list? I forgot what the list was. Oh yeah, and hooked up the EFI to the battery. Then, oh, this turned on, so gonna answer a couple questions on here and see how this goes. Okay, so star solenoid, a goner. So I'm gonna get a new star solenoid tomorrow and hopefully try it again. I tried to rob one off the Fairlane and I can't find the nuts that go right here because the Fairlane has like little prongs that go over it. It doesn't actually bolt down. So, and this has been, the Fairlane's been sitting for a couple months, so that thing's probably garbage too. So I'm gonna get 2 new star solenoids tomorrow and maybe have a backup. It's the next day. We got a new star solenoid on right there. And we tried starting it once and then it just did the same thing. So I'm thinking, I'm praying that star solenoid isn't shot again. If not, I have to go back up to O'Reilly's, get another one. But the old battery, or not the old, but the battery that was in it, put it on the charger and it was not that charged. It was not, it read 12.4 just sitting here, but we put it on the charger. It was like level 2 battery out of like 6. Fairlane was completely charged. The Fairlane's battery was completely charged. So I threw the Fairlane battery in there. Haven't tried starting it. But what I did do is, because I'm lazy, I don't want to try to find the wire in the steering column just yet. I'm eventually going to have to for this key hot wire. But I made this little, like, I guess, little connection because it came, the key hot wire came with this female end. So I put a male end on this wire and whatever. So I connected the battery. Now watch when I touch this post and listen. Did you hear that? So that's the fuel pump relay going on. Then I believe that's the little 4 jets kind of getting fuel. You can kind of hear bubbling. So I think we're finally getting fuel. Then when you touch the post, you're able to work on this now, and it doesn't say like ECU no connection, because beforehand it would say ECU not online, or it said ECU offline. So when you touch the post with the key on, the little dewhopper I made, the little custom little wire touch there, you can actually access this and you do the initial setup and all that. So I'm gonna read through the user manual right here on how to set up this handheld device monitor thingy, then calibrate it, and we're gonna give it another shot. Now before we try to start anything, we are gonna replace the heater hoses. So got the old heater hoses off and the old clamps. They go right here. They were a big pain to get off, but penetrating oil, X-Acto knife, and a flathead got the job done. So we're gonna put the new heater hoses on and turn around all the way over here to the 2 little ports on the water pump. We're doing this because if it does crank and does start, we don't want coolant spraying everywhere and making a huge mess. We ran the heater hoses. Yes, that one's a very awkward position. I need to get a little longer one, but it'll do. It connects from the evaporator all the way to the water pump, so that's fine. I just don't want coolant to spray my face. The other one fits fine, but yeah. All this wire mess / hose mess is gonna get, I promise, is gonna get reorganized, but I'm just trying to hear it run first. So let's fire up. I'll plug in my key. All right, key on, engine off. Ready? Start solenoid for a ride.
Another one.
So we got a new star solenoid. This apparently is a better one because the old one was like a Master Pro from O'Reilly. This is like a Blue Streak, and the guy said that this is a better quality one. So we're gonna try it out. Hopefully we should be good. And I'm gonna recheck the starter connection, but this is the paper that was in the starter, and I'm doing everything right. Okay, so the starter power wire is good. It is touching the header a little bit, but I'll have to reroute it once you actually get it running, but it shouldn't melt because I'm not gonna be running it that long. So connection's good. It's only 1 wire, but new star solenoid is in right there. So let's give it a shot. Sorry, smoke. Get fried. That starts smoking again. Starter started making weird noises. Like every time I click it, they go click. So I don't know if that's a traction starter. I mean, it is a reliable starter. I don't know, but I'm gonna give the Summit starter another chance. Now that we got everything rewired, I'm gonna give this sucker another chance, clock it back again, and see what we can make happen. Well, just pull the starter off. That is the first thing that I see comes out. This is gonna be interesting. That is what happened. I really hope that flywheel's not chipped.
Around again.
Okay, so now we're checking the flywheel, rotating it by hand just to make sure all the teeth are fine. All right, flywheel looks pretty good. Made a little green mark, so I know where I was when I was manually turning it, but cleaned it up, got all the metal shavings out. Doesn't look damaged at all, which is good. It's a good sign. Still just some sparkly flakes from the starter, but the starter is absolutely chewed up. So I'm not 100% sure why the starter failed, but the flywheel on an 86 F150 302, I think all engines, we're not 100% sure, but this is a 302. There's 157, I think. 164. There might be 168 too. I don't know, but there's a ton of different ones, and it's kind of frustrating when we try to figure out which one's which. We should have counted the teeth off the old flywheel, but we didn't, so we kind of went off what Summit said. So matching the starter up with it is a little tricky because this one has 9 teeth on this Bendix right here. This one has 11 teeth on this Bendix. But if you look, you see his lip right here? That goes right, that's the backing plate on the motor, on the block, goes right there, so it sits flush. This Bendix sits kind of flush with the backing plate once you mount it. This right here sits above the backing plate or almost like parallel with the flywheel. So that's probably why it was getting chewed up, because the Bendix was going out too far and it was eating it up, all like this plate all right here. Like this plate was right there. And it's basically disintegrated. So a little frustrating. I'm gonna have to do a little more research. I don't know who in Ford engineered or designed the flywheel to have a couple different tooth counts per year. Kind of dumb if you ask me. It makes everything a lot more complicated than it needed to be. But this is the starter that if you search up 1986 Ford F-150 302 4-wheel drive, every single option on O'Reilly's, this is the first one that pops up. This starter, on the other hand, this was just one we found. It was said small block Ford, 164 tooth count, I believe. You might can see it a little bit actually. And yeah, we got this from the Summit Discount Center. So yeah, very frustrating. But at least we got the EFI all calibrated, I guess. But can't really do much of that when you can't even start an engine. All right, the Summit starter is back in with like its 7,000th star solenoid. Not even exaggerating. So let's see if let's see if she works. I hope she works. If she doesn't, that's gonna suck. That's a good sign. Earlier it was just starting. I didn't even have to click it. All right.
Ready?
See. Okay, nice. Star sucks. That's true. It literally says on the website it's for 157th or 164 tooth flywheel.
Well, it's not engaging, period. So it's not even clashing. It's not even like it's the wrong one. It's just not even, the Bendix is not engaging the flywheel.
Is it even going out?
Doesn't sound like it. That's what I'm getting at.
Wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. It truly means a lot. Just hit 500 subs. Next is 1,000. I've been blowing up the channel recently. I really do appreciate it. If you're not already, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the build. Let me know what you think about the EFI. If you got any questions, if you got any suggestions on starters, and if you've been in this problem before with a Ford or anything else, and you just don't have, you ran into a starter not engaging, let me know what you did in that situation. Let me know what you how you overcame it. That would really be much appreciated. So thanks so much for watching. See you on the next video. Peace out.